How's it going, everyone? College Lefty, and in this video I'm going to be going over my July Player of the Month predictions for MLB The Show 20. I'll go ahead and hide the face cam. We'll talk a little bit about some of these cards. Now I want you to keep in mind a few things for this video. I'm going to be going over the July Player of the Month players for the last 3 years that we've had in MLB The Show, because I feel that the season's not going to quite kick off yet. I'm not too sure about the MLB season. We're going to go ahead and go with the same type of program that they've been releasing. Previous MLB The Show Player of the Month cards. So Tommy Pham could be a diamond. This is kind of when they still had the gold cards as Player of the Month rewards, and also they were at different tier ratings. The overalls were scaled a little bit differently. As we see 88 overalls, this would be a diamond in MLB The Show 20. So this is also when the contact and power attributes capped out at 99. So keep that in mind as well while we're looking at some of these cards. I don't necessarily think that they're going to choose some of these golds, but I figured that I would include them in the video just to kind of get things started with. But I think that we could have a couple of amazing diamonds for the July Player of the Month. I don't think we'll get this Michael Conforto, but I wanted to include his attributes in this one. We already have a face of the franchise, Michael Conforto, but he did get a July Player of the Month card in MLB The Show 17. So now we'll start to get into most of the diamond cards. I do think that we will get the reward from this July Player of the Month program from MLB The Show 17, though. We will see Aaron Nola here. I'm not sure if we'll get this exact diamond card in MLB The Show 20, but I think that we'll get the end reward for this July Player of the Month program. Before, in years past, they would release multiple packs or a limited amount of packs, and people could buy them, lock these cards in, and complete the collection. This card, I think, will be a great diamond to add into leading up to the final boss. Like we have Didi Gregorius, Carlos Correa, Cody Bellinger. Those types of players are the final boss. I think that this card could be, maybe a good starting player, or maybe someone in the middle, like we have Mike Zunino and some of those other diamonds in that player program. I think that Jonathan Scope would be great. He already has a gold card in the game as well. I don't even want to include this guy in the video, but he will not be a part of the program. He was in MLB The Show 17. They've taken this guy out of the game. He's out of the league. That's good. We'll move on from this player right here. But this player right here, James Paxton, starting pitcher, lefty, won the Player of the Month in July of 2017. He also won another Player of the Month award card in last year's game. I have a screenshot of him, but I think that this card juiced up would be amazing to give everybody another free left-handed pitcher. I don't know if they're necessarily going to do it. There is another good option that I will be predicting in this video, but I really hope that it's James Paxton. And honestly, I don't know why I'm saying that, because I can barely hit this card. I have a really tough time hitting this card. I actually had an extremely tough time hitting this version of James Paxton, which is the September Player of the Month card. This is kind of one of the reasons why I'm not sure if they'll go with the 96 from MLB The Show 17, because he has two of them. I think we also saw that with Cody Bellinger, where he had 2 different months of a Player of the Month card in a previous MLB The Show, and we got him last month. So they might hold off to release this one for September, but who knows? I mean, they might actually go with a real player from this year, 2020, if the season is kicking off and whatnot. But I kind of hope that we get the James Paxton just to add in another lefty. These cards leading up now, since James Paxton was the boss, these cards are from MLB The Show 18. We might see, a diamond version of Lourdes Gurriel. This card's a little bit lower rated. They did it a little bit differently even in MLB The Show 18. But we have seen some cards that are mainly diamonds from MLB The Show 18 back in MLB The Show 20. So hopefully you guys are following everything that I'm saying. There's a lot of different years and dating back to multiple different MLB The Shows. So I'm trying to explain everything thoroughly and talk about my predictions so far. So far I'm hoping we get the Jonathan Scope and the James Paxton. We might get a diamond Cole Calhoun if they boost him up against righties. Who knows if this would be a diamond in MLB The Show 20. I'm not really sure. But this card would be effective against righties only, I would say. But might be a good platoon option. Cole Calhoun has a great swing in MLB The Show 20. He's always had a good swing in MLB The Show. Yasmani Grandal, as we get into the diamonds, these are cards that you can more likely expect to see in the Player of the Month program. But I wanted to include the golds once again because they're a part of this program. They're part of the July. You had to collect these cards and earn the boss that way. Now it's like a grind type of thing. I really like the way they've done it. You grind out the players, you get the free cards, and then you can prestige them. That's amazing. We could take a really good look at some of these flashbacks that could potentially get a diamond. Not all these cards have a diamond in MLB The Show. I think it'd be pretty cool to see, a switch-hitting diamond version of Yasmani Grandal. Maybe this version of Edwin Diaz flashback. I would think that they might pick and choose, one player from 17, one player from 18, one player from 19. Just mix and match like they did in the previous program with Bellinger. This Matt Carpenter, I think, is another really good choice for my second prediction. I think it's going to be either that 96 overall James Paxton or a boosted up Matt Carpenter, maybe 95, 96 overall first baseman that can also play a secondary position with good power, good contact against both sides. Might be a really good lefty. And that Matt Carpenter was from MLB The Show 18. We'll go ahead and get into all diamonds now from here on out. This is in MLB The Show 19. In July, they release all diamond players, I'm pretty sure. I don't think there were any golds included. I could be mistaken. I might have missed it, but I was looking through the market. All diamonds. So Alex Dickerson, I don't really know if he'll get one. He might be a good card, might be a good lefty bat. Travis d'Arnaud might be a good addition. Another catcher that can hit lefties really well. Powerful against lefties, not really as much against righties, but maybe a good platoon option. I'd rather see the Yasmani Grandal, though, honestly, rather over this Travis d'Arnaud. But still, a pretty good couple choices for catcher, similar to the Mike Zunino. This would be another great choice. Danny Santana, as a player leading up to the final boss. I think that they could go with one of these guys. Similar, same thing for the last player as well. I don't think that these cards will be the final boss. I think it will be James Paxton and Matt Carpenter. I just want to clarify those things. I think that we have one of those two choices. Looking forward to the July Player of the Month in MLB The Show 20. Patrick Corbin will be another great addition to a card leading up. If they go with James Paxton, maybe not. Maybe they don't go with another lefty leading up to the final boss, which is a lefty. So there's a lot of stuff that we could talk about in this video. There's a lot of predictions. There's a lot of, there's every single option here. I'm just talking about which ones I think they'll go with. And as we move later on into the game cycle, we want to see higher overall diamonds. So I wouldn't be surprised, if we get a reliever, Tommy Canley. This is pretty nice. He only has 3 pitches, though, so I might, stray away from this card. But he's okay. Changeup, primary, four-seamer, slider. I don't really even remember facing this card too many times in MLB The Show 19, but he was an option to have. This Ramon Laureano, I could see them going with this guy. Maybe if there is a left-handed hitter, they might have another, Matt Carpenter as the final boss. They might have this guy leading up to him as a right-handed hitting option. I know a lot of people might want to use this guy in MLB The Show 20. Ramon Laureano, cannon for an arm, pretty good defender as well, pretty good on defense. 79 speed's not bad, good power against righties. This card might be interesting to have. Seth Lugo has a really slow motion in MLB The Show 20. I don't know if I would ever use this card, but he looks pretty good, and he was pretty good in last year's game. I remember facing him a couple times. He has increased stamina, 5-pitch repertoire as a relief pitcher. Kind of effective. Might be good in MLB The Show 20 if you can use his motion, if you don't mind, waiting about a minute to throw the ball. But this, there's some great options here in this program. Mike Clevenger, 89 stamina. This card might be okay. Might get a little boosted up as well. Not a bad pitcher. His other, his gold card was not bad early on in MLB The Show 20. I used him a couple times in the events and stuff like that. This guy might be a good option. I don't think they'll go with, too many pitchers. They might just choose, one or two. If there is a final boss as Paxton, they might not even choose another pitcher. So I really hope that we don't have this guy, though, as our final boss. I hope that it's not Yuli Gurriel, even though he's the highest overall. I think that has a good chance to be, but I hope that they don't go with an Astros player. I hope that they don't go with this guy because I don't really like his swing. That's the main reason. I don't like his swing in MLB The Show 20, but I also think that he cheated a little bit. Anyway, James Paxton is my hopeful pick. This is the guy I'm going with. If I'm wrong, so be it. If it's Matt Carpenter, then I'll take it. But this is my prediction. If I'm going with this guy. I want James Paxton to get the card, even though I can't hit him in MLB The Show. I just want to use him, and I like the way he pitches. I like his motion in the game. He's a very easy pitcher to use, and he will be a nice lefty to have as just a budget player. But Matt Carpenter is the other choice I think that they could go with. I'm not going to say I'm going to predict this guy because I can't really predict two. I'm just going to go with one. Since I included every single card that they could go with here, I got to go with James Paxton as my go-to. But that's going to do it for this video. Thank you all for watching. I'm College Lefty, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.